Okay, so picture this. You find a tiny drip under your sink, or maybe a drain is running just a little bit slow. No big deal, right? Well, what if I told you that tiny little problem is actually the tip of a huge iceberg? That it's pointing to a massive, hidden story unfolding right under your feet? That's what we're diving into today. The unseen battles your home's plumbing is fighting, especially when you live in a place with a story all its own.
So yeah, is your house hiding a secret? I think it's a totally fair question because, in certain places, those little annoyances, that low water pressure, the weird gurgling sound from the drain, they aren't just random things breaking. They're actually symptoms. Symptoms of a way bigger, more complex fight against the very ground your house is sitting on. And it's a fight that's been happening for a very, very long time.
And to really get our heads around this, we're going to look at a perfect example: Annapolis, Maryland. I mean, think about it. It's historic, it's right on the coast, and it's a place where a simple leak is never just a simple leak. The very things that make the city so cool are also what make its plumbing problems an absolute nightmare to solve. Because when you're in a city by the sea, the real trouble is happening where you can't see it. It's being shaped by history, by water, and just by the passage of time. These three forces are like a team, all working together against your home's pipes. So we're way beyond a leaky faucet here. This is a constant, invisible war against the very elements that make Annapolis so beautiful. So let's talk about the Annapolis triple threat. Yeah, that's what I'm calling it. Because homeowners and plumbers there are fighting against three really powerful, really relentless enemies. And these guys are always on the job, trying to tear down a home's plumbing from both the outside and the inside. So let's meet the villains, one by one. All right, villain number one, galvanic corrosion. The easiest way to think about this is like rust, but on steroids. See that humid, salty air coming off the Chesapeake Bay mixed with the slightly salty groundwater? It's the perfect recipe for a chemical reaction that just eats metal pipes for breakfast. It literally makes them feel way, way faster than they would somewhere, say, in the Midwest. It's a silent killer for your plumbing. Next up, the second threat is, well, it's history itself. You go into those beautiful historic neighborhoods like Eastport or Murray Hill, and you've got homes with pipes from the 40s, 50s, 60s. We're talking old school cast iron and galvanized steel. And after all this time, those pipes aren't just getting old, they're rotting from the inside out. It's a ticking time bomb, literally hidden inside the walls of your house. 50 years, that's the number to remember. 50 years is the pretty standard lifespan for those old galvanized pipes. And once they hit that mark, it's not like they just get a little weak. Nope, they start to fail big time. It becomes a system-wide problem that usually means you have to replace the whole thing. And yeah, that can get expensive. And the final member of our triple threat is this invisible force of nature, tidal groundwater pressure. Okay, think about this. Twice a day, every single day, the tide rolls in and it physically pushes the water level in the ground up. This puts this constant pulsing pressure on everything: the foundation, the drains, the sump pump that's working like crazy to keep your basement from flooding. It's almost like the whole city is breathing, and every breath puts a little more strain on the pipes buried underground. So, how do you even know if this triple threat is attacking your house? Well, there are some pretty clear signs. Are you seeing rusty, discolored water coming out of the tap? That's the corrosion. Do you feel like your water pressure is just always low? Do you hear your toilets gurgling when they shouldn't be? Or maybe you have slow drains, or even worse, you smell sewage? Listen, these aren't just random little things. They're warning signs. They're clues that your house is in a fight and it might be losing. Okay, I know that all sounds pretty bleak, but here's the good news. It's not a lost cause. You can absolutely fight back. And the best weapon against these hidden enemies isn't a bigger wrench. It's knowledge. Seriously, just understanding what's happening and knowing the local rules of the game is the number one most powerful tool you have to protect your home. And this is so, so important. Anne Arundel County, for example, has really strict plumbing codes. And they're not just there to be annoying, they exist to protect the whole city's water supply and to make sure any fix you do is actually tough enough for this environment. Like, there's a reason things like backflow preventers are mandatory if you live near the bay. Trying to cut corners on this stuff isn't saving money, it's just setting yourself up for a way bigger, more expensive disaster down the road. Fighting back also means picking the right gear for the battle. When it's time to replace those old pipes, you've basically got two main choices today: PEX and copper. PEX is this amazing, flexible, modern material that's a beast when it comes to resisting corrosion. Then you have copper, the old reliable. It's more expensive for sure, but it's super durable and has been proven to last for decades. In a place like Annapolis, where things just rust away, making the right choice here is everything. Now, let's talk about money, because obviously, these projects have a cost, and what you end up paying really boils down to three main things. First, what materials are you using, PEX or copper? That's a big one. Second, how big is the job? Are we talking about one little leaky pipe, or are we replacing everything in the entire house? And third, and this is a huge one, how hard is it to get to the pipes? Working in a big open basement is one thing. Trying to do the same job squeezed into a tiny, muddy crawl space under a 200-year-old house? Yeah, that's a completely different story.
So when you're staring down all these potential problems, how does a pro take that super stressful moment and turn it into problem solved? Well, it's not magic. It all comes down to having a really clear step-by-step process that's designed to take the stress off of you and get the job done right.
And it really is a simple three-step dance. Step 1, you call, they send help. Easy. Step 2 is huge. They show up and figure out the real problem, not just the leaky pipe you can see, and they give you a written price before they touch anything. And then step 3, they do the repair, they clean up after themselves, and they double-check everything to make sure the fix is going to last.
And the whole goal of a process like that? It's all about one thing: no pressure and no surprises. A plumbing nightmare is already stressful. The last thing you need is to be kept in the dark or get hit with a surprise bill at the end. It's all about clear communication, knowing what to expect, and getting a permanent fix.
So as we wrap this up, let's maybe try to think about our plumbing a little differently. I mean, it's so easy to just forget it's even there, right? It's out of sight, out of mind, but it's not just a bunch of random pipes. It's this incredibly important unseen network. I mean, this silent network is in a constant battle for you. It's fighting against corrosive, salty air. It's fighting against the pressure of the ocean tides. It's fighting against the simple fact that it's getting older every day. And it's doing all of that just to handle two of the most essential things in our lives: bringing us clean water and safely taking our waste away. It's a fight that's happening 24/7, and we almost never see it.
So, I want to leave you with this final thought. It doesn't matter if you live by the ocean or in the middle of a desert. Every single home has its own unique, invisible forces it's fighting against every day just to keep you safe and comfortable. So, what invisible forces is your home fighting for you right this second?